Welcome everyone. This is Toasting Toys. I'm your host Tom. This is the premiere video, or shall we call it a pilot video. Bear with me as I iron out the kinks and try to figure out this format and formula. Tonight we have a product from NECA. This is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universal Monsters mashup. Raphael as Frankenstein's monster. This comes to us as one of NECA's ultimate action figures. And it's a mashup. I'm really not a big fan of mashups. They announced this around Halloween. I was not that excited. But lo and behold, it sits before you today. It was sitting on the shelf at my local Target, and I decided to pull the trigger because why the hell not? It's cheesy. It's over the top. But the execution, the level of detail, the packaging was masterfully done. So tonight I am going to be toasting NECA for Raphael as Frankenstein's monster. And tonight I'm going to toast NECA with a Mortlock single malt Scotch whiskey. This is a 13-year-old, part of a special release that was done last year by Diageo. So they have a plethora of distilleries under their portfolio, and they release these in varying age statements with all at cask strength. So natural, I believe, natural color, cask strength, and Mortlock's a fantastic, meaty, rich Scotch that you can sink your teeth into. And this is a nice, big, bulky figure, and Mortlock is known as the Beast of Dufftown. And the way they distill it, they call it the Wee Witchy. So a series of actually 6 stills, but it's fantastic. And tonight we toast NECA for bringing us this wonderfully over-the-top, silly, yet masterfully executed action figure. Skål! So let's dive in and take a little closer look at Raphael as Frankenstein's monster after I take a little nip of this Mortlock 13. Absolutely fantastic. As we get closer up onto Raphael as Frankenstein's monster, the texturing, the shading, the paint app on this is just fantastic. The gauge, the tubing, this leads back to an even bigger gauge on the back that has a tube that runs up into his neck. If we get up close and personal with Raphael here as Frankenstein's monster, the staples, the sutures, the shading, the paint app on this, and the sculpting is really damn good. And he has a real chain. They're very proud of that. They tell you it on the packaging, but hey, it looks really good. It's definitely weathered and looks a little rusty. Has these riveted on handles. These hold these size perfectly. And let's talk a little bit about that lightning bolt electric sigh, looking a little reminiscent of a Tesla coil. We can go down and look at he has some elbow pads, he has knee pads as a turtle should have. We're talking about some TMNT here. Bolts on his ankles as well. Some very thick Frankenstein diabetes boots. And then we have this lovely detail on the back. The sewer cover binding together that missing broken piece of his shell. His shell's cracked. He's got another riveted on handle here holding up this chain. Got a nice flat top going on. And they flow from his headband. Deep dark red, almost maroon color of it. Everything's done very well with this guy, and as well as the figure itself was executed, the packaging itself is something to behold. And so if we flip this over to the side, we're going to get a little view of what's to come with this line. So we have Raphael as Frankenstein's monster. We have Leonardo as Igor, the hunchback, the assistant of Dr. Frankenstein. That appears to be Michelangelo, Mikey, as the mummy. Love the face sculpt and the eyes on him. And then we have April O'Neil as the bride of Frankenstein, blacked out. So there should be hopefully some more coming in this line, because we're missing Donnie. And then we spin it around to the back, and we have that lovely view. So very movie style, promotional, classic looking packaging. A lot of reviewers just read this and try to say it all deep and silly. Raphael as Frankenstein's monster. He's been shell-shocked. Pure terror from the sewer. See the terrifying turtle with an attitude. Warning, the monster is loose. Beware of his shocking sigh. Yeah, it's cheesy, it's corny, it's over the top, but all in all, it goes together well. And to give a little bit of comparison with Raphael here as Frankenstein's monster, we'll set him next to a couple other releases from NECA. So first up, the tie-in in a figure that really got me back into collecting action figures was the release of Frankenstein, the first release, I believe, of NECA's Universal Monster line. And there he is. He has his goofy smiley face head sculpt on. He came with 2 head sculpts, couple of different sets of hands, shackles, and this right here recreates that iconic moment. And I really needed to have this. It was supposed to be released Father's Day at Walmart's. My Walmart's a shit show. Never find anything good there. Their store shelves are barren when you go to the toy aisle and you go to their collector section. I've had limited success. As you can see, some movie foot soldiers sitting behind you. This is the TMNT 1990 movies tie-in with this mashup. So all of the turtles and characters are based off the 1990 TMNT movie, and that is the mashup we have with Frankenstein's Universal Monster. So as you can see, Frank's pretty tall, but all again, for the price point that NECA is bringing products to the market, and they may have some QC issues here and there. We'll talk about it with the next comparison that we're going to have. I feel they're really knocking it out of the park and bringing you a lot of bang for your buck for what you're getting and what they bring to the table with their level of detail, the deep cuts, the silly little things that they go into, especially with their TMNT cartoon line and a lot of their horror and movie tie-ins. So goddamn, I'm toasting to NECA. And, you know, I've been collecting action figures for a long time. I'm into a few other lines, Marvel Legends, Diamond selects, the Marvel selects. It all depends on the actual figure itself. For most of these, it's a toast to toys. I'm going to be toasting to things that I buy and think are cool, but sometimes you buy something and you may have to roast it. So, with that said, let's bring out the next comparison. We have Raphael from the TMNT cartoon line. This came to me as part of a Turtles in Disguise pack. And this was one of those hunts that I went crazy for. Had to track him down. Couldn't find him anywhere. Lo and behold, one day my wife went to get her hair done. And I said, hey, you're by a Target. Stop in there. See what they have. And god damn it, she found this and bought it for me. So thank you. The TMNT Turtles in Disguise pack was amazing. These things get, I don't think it's that ridiculous of a price. $120 for a 4-pack of figures with the amount of accessories and the deep cuts in the packaging that NECA brings to you. So I'm happy with getting it, especially finding it at retail price on a store shelf. Raphael himself does have some QC issues. He does seem to have two of the same shoulder pieces, the round segment there, and it's not too bad. You can still pose him and work around it. His pegs for his joints are not completely sunk in, but the ability to swap and change the facial expressions and mouths on this Turtles in Disguise pack like they do with their big 1/4-inch scale is pretty damn cool. So fucking love that. And I have some other things to review. I hope you guys enjoy this. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of what I am into collecting. And this was an oddball one, so why not make it the debut video for this channel, pilot episode. But hey, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Maybe if you guys want, I could open things live. I am an out-of-the-box collector. I will maybe buy backups for certain things so I have it in the box, but for the most part, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to play with it. I'm going to let you guys take a good view of it. And if you enjoy it, give me a like, give me a subscribe, click the notifications if you want, because I'm going to try to get one of these out a week and perhaps more once I get in the flow and the groove of it. And hopefully it works out well. Have plenty of people. I'm a avid whiskey collector, a casual whiskey drinker. It is a habit that you should enjoy moderately. For the boys and girls that are over 21 out there, these are what I consider adult toys. So toasting toys is something for old dorks to enjoy. And we'll continue on in the future. Hope you guys will stay with me. Be safe. Be happy. School.